My name is Peter. I'm 80 years old. I'm an old man living on a pension. I live together with my beloved wife, Persephone, my son Patrick and his wife, Penny, and my granddaughter, Paige. 3 generations are living together under one roof. We live a happy and peaceful life every day, but... how do I say this? It's tough because I can't keep up with the times these days. Alexa, please turn on the TV.
Yes.
Change the channel to channel 5.
Yes.
Alexa, please play my favorite playlist.
Yes.
Wow, we are now living in a convenient age. My granddaughter Paige buys different trendy stuff one after another, so it's a bit confusing to me, but I'm able to update. All right, maybe I should go for a walk with this smart watch that I bought yesterday. Since I went outside, I decided to stop by the bank. I was told by my wife to send the payment for the glucosamine supplement that she bought for me online. If I forget to do that, Persephone will be mad at me again. Knock on wood. Fingers crossed. Now, I think Paige said that I should send the payment using an ATM? So first I should choose transfer from this screen and... I was so completely overwhelmed with the unfamiliar operation that when I looked behind me, a long queue of angry, impatient people was standing there. Oh my, I should hurry. However, the more I rushed, the more I pressed the wrong buttons. I found myself in deep trouble. That's when a bank employee walked towards me. The bank employee is a young man in his 20s. He had a name tag on his shirt and it said, Young. Excuse me, sir. The queue hasn't moved for a while. Is everything all right? Whew, thank goodness. I thought that Mr. Young would help me, so I gladly relied on his help. Actually, I don't know how to do this. I'm sorry to bother you, but is it all right if you teach me? However, Mr. Young started to scrutinize me, and he suddenly became arrogant and complained. Huh? An old man? Huh. Old people shouldn't use machines if they don't know how to operate them. Besides, you'll just forget what I taught you, so I'll have to teach you again when you come back. What a bother! You're wasting my time. That's why I'm sorry. The young bank employee didn't let me finish my sentence. He started pressing some buttons and said, All right, I'm done canceling your transaction. He said that to my face and then hurled the card at me. What? You canceled it? But I was in the middle of doing the transaction. If you don't know how to use the ATM, don't come here alone. You're just inconveniencing the other customers. You're in the way. Old people should just stay at home. He shouted those words and then dragged me out of the queue. What in the world is the problem with this young man? I thought that I could see steam coming out of my head at that moment, so I protested to Mr. Young. Well, I might have inconvenienced a few people for not knowing how to use the ATM, but there's no harm in at least teaching me how to use it. However, my words didn't seem to touch his heart. What are you saying? How to use the ATM? Just Google it. I'm busy. I don't have all the time in the world to teach old people to use the ATM. Huh? Oh, is that the one that Paige told me about the other day? To research about something by the use of a phone or computer? I see. So he's telling me to search how to do it myself instead of asking other people to teach me. But what seems very easy to do by young people is usually very difficult for old people to do. I see now. Sorry for bothering you when you were busy. I decided that it was useless to ask this young man to help me, so I decided to walk out of the bank. But the other customers in the queue were also shocked by how Mr. Young handled me. Young people these days. Oops, if I say this about young people, Paige will scold me again. I guess I have no choice but to ask Paige to transfer the payment. A few weeks later, Paige's birthday was nearing, so I took Paige to the sushi restaurant nearby. I invited Persephone too, but she declined me, saying she has a Zumba class at the gym. I wonder what Zumba is. Paige, happy birthday! Oh, you were so little, I can't believe how much you've grown. I am deeply moved. I can't stop my tears.
Grandpa, you're overreacting.
It's been a while since I dined at a sushi counter. The sushi here is so good, I'm deeply moved. Sushi eaten at the counter is the best. That's when a man across the counter started talking to me. An old man living on pension is eating sushi? Are you even able to appreciate it properly? It was the same man who was extremely rude to me at the bank yesterday. That rude bank employee. This restaurant is not for poor people like you. High-end restaurants like this are only for elite people like me. Your presence makes the sushi taste bad. Get out of here! I was dumbfounded, but before I could open my mouth, Paige said something.
What? What are you saying? Anyone can eat wherever they choose. Who said old people can't eat at a sushi restaurant? What law states that? I recorded everything you said. I can see you with this evidence, you know. First of all, my grandfather is not poor.
Whoa. I used to easily get angry when I was younger, but Paige is even more scary when she's angry. That's my granddaughter. She has my DNA. Amazing. I shouldn't be getting excited like this. Well, you know, Paige, I think the man is misunderstanding something, and we might inconvenience the other customers in this restaurant. I told Paige that and tried to contain the situation. After all, I didn't want to inconvenience the staff and the other customers who were enjoying their evening. However, Mr. Young thought that I would run away like a coward, so he continued his verbal assault. The granddaughter of the old man on his pension? The sushi master couldn't stand the young man mocking us anymore, so he finally spoke up. Sir, please get a hold of yourself. How dare you say such rude things to our valued customers? You even chose this man of all people. How dare you? Who do you think this man... Wait, Sushi Master, please don't say any more than that. The other customers are in a state of shock. With this weird atmosphere, the delicious sushi doesn't taste that good anymore. I guess we should just come back again next time. Saying those words, I ignored Mr. Young and walked out of the restaurant. How dare that old man say that when he can't even appreciate the sushi properly? I heard him spit out hateful words behind my back. Whatever.
Grandpa, why didn't you talk back to the rude man? I feel so frustrated. I mean, that bastard. You can crush him with...
Well, Paige.
What is wrong with that guy?
It seemed like Paige couldn't contain her anger, but I also felt the same. However, at that time, I saw that rude young man's tragic end. The tragic end of that rude man who misunderstood us and has no compassion for others. Paige, I'm sorry about that. I was hoping to have a wonderful time with you, but I didn't want to make the situation worse and inconvenience the other customers. Also, I have a good idea. Trust me, leave this up to me, okay?
If you say so, Grandpa.
Then we headed back to the house. A few days later, undeterred by what happened, I went back to the bank after a few days. While I was waiting at one of the rooms, Mr. Young and one more person arrived. One more young person. Well, I personally asked for Mr. Young. Why are you here? I was told that someone needed investment counseling. Don't tell me that an old man is thinking of investing. He looked at me and looked down on me. Well, that's exactly what I'm here for. Yeah, I don't know anything about the recent investment situation, so I was hoping that you could counsel me about it. What, an old man thinking of investing? Don't make me laugh. What, you're going to invest what little pension money you have? There are many old people these days who misunderstand investing. Investing is only for the rich. For poor people on their pension to invest, it's just a waste of my time. That's right, go home, old man. Oh my goodness. I thought only Mr. Young would look down on me, but this other man is also looking down on me. They don't even try to listen to what I have to say, treating me like a senile old man. To deal with customers without preparatory research? How dare they underestimate their customers? I was wrong to think that he would change his attitude this time. What kind of employee training are they doing in this bank? I gave him the chance to change himself, but he threw that chance away, ungratefully. Since it has come to this, I will teach him the harshness of the world. I won't make any progress talking to you, so I'm sorry, but would you please call the manager? Call the manager? What are you saying? Who do you think you are, old man? There's no point in complaining to the manager. I'm the top salesman of this bank, so no one will trust whatever you say. Is that so? For a rude man such as yourself to be the top salesman? What kind of absurd business are you doing? Hey, young man, stop complaining about this and that. Go call your manager now. Hurry up and tell your manager that Grandpa Peter is here. When I used my deep, authoritative voice, both young men started getting nervous and trembling. They were acting so confidently, but that confidence is now out of the window. They're just a bunch of cowards hiding behind their titles. Yes, understood. We will call the manager immediately. A few seconds after they rushed to call the manager, Mr. Johnson marched into the room with a flustered look on his face. Ah, Mr. Peter, long time no see, it's been a while. When did you arrive back in the country? I'm deeply sorry for not being able to greet you personally. Seeing Mr. Johnson bow down his head to me, Mr. Young was stunned and opened his mouth in shock. Actually, a long time ago, I worked very hard when I was young, but I got tired of the hectic city life. So this past 10 years after retirement, I was living in the Amazon in South America, far away from civilization. I went out of my way to buy land there, enough to take in the view of the local area. But since I'm 80 years old now, I'm getting physically challenged to live there. So my wife and I talked about what to do, and we decided to sell the land and house. That's why we're here now, back in the country. We originally thought of spending only a few years there, but we ended up living there for a whole decade. It's like that story about a man and a turtle. Mr. Johnson, I see that you got promoted to a managerial position while I was away overseas. Congratulations is what I want to tell you, but I noticed that this bank's level has fallen. I am disappointed. Did something annoy you, Your Highness? Your Highness? Why are you calling him that? Who in the world is this old man? Hey, how dare you directly call him an old man? Mr. Peter is the most valuable customer we have. What? Are you telling me that this old man is the legendary genius investor? The man rumored as the billion-dollar man? What? You've got to be kidding me. That's right. Before I left the country to live in the Amazon, I had investment transactions with this bank. Mr. Johnson, I'm sorry, but with the current state of this bank, I don't think it's worth investing my money here. I don't see a bright future for this bank after all, since the employees you hired are people who look down on the customers. It's your responsibility, too, to educate your employees well. Also, you over there. I pointed my finger at Mr. Young. I won't tolerate how you look down on your customers. You are what you are today thanks to those who came before you. How could you neglect the efforts of those people? People like you should start life all over again from scratch. I have decided to never do any transactions with this bank anymore. I will transfer all the deposited money from the bank to a different bank. Also, I'll cancel the billion-dollar investment. What? $1 billion? There's nothing left for me to do here anymore. Adios. I said those final words and walked out of the bank. But please! Young, this is all your fault. You are fired. Get out of here. I'm sorry. Please don't do this to me. I heard both men shouting angrily, but I didn't care anymore. That's the hammer of justice for young people who look down on senior citizens. After that, the bank that lost my $1 billion investment had a major loss, and Mr. Johnson, who was the manager at that time, was flown to the bank's branch in a small, remote village. He used to be a very studious young man, but drowning in his status, he lost his way. As for Mr. Young and the other young man, I learned later on that a lot of complaints poured in because of their pushy sales and arrogant attitude. They ended up being fired from their jobs. Their reputation for making me angry spread quickly. I heard that because of that, no company in the same industry is willing to hire them anymore. Mr. Young ended up addicted to alcohol and gambling. As a result, he is now homeless. All of that is because he only thought about himself without a single consideration for others. Karma finally got back at him. He's now suffering the consequences of his evil actions. As for me, in order to make up for a decade of lagging behind, I'm currently learning how to use a phone and computer under the guidance of my granddaughter, Paige. Lately, I've been challenging myself to do YouTube. I currently have 1.4 million subscribers. I wonder if that's a lot, or maybe that's not a lot yet. Anyhow, learning new things no matter the age is enjoyable. Welcome! Mr. Peter, I'm truly sorry for what happened the other day. I forbade that rude young man to enter this restaurant. To live here and not know who you are, he is unbelievable. But it's fine if he doesn't know me. I punished that rude young man a little bit severely after all. Paige, you can eat as much as you want today.
That's my grandpa. You're a knight in shining armor. Now I will eat today what I didn't get to eat the other day. Master, I'd like to have everything on the menu.
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!